We were talking about new bosses. And I think we need to ask that question with the new information that's been released about the Charlie Kirk case. All of a sudden, now it appears that the Washington County's Sheriff's Office no longer has video footage of Tyler Robinson walking into that police station. What? You heard it right. So a couple of things happen here, folks. Either the video footage never existed in the first damn place. That's one thing you can hold on to. Either it was fake. And if the video footage did exist, why is it now gone? Let's go back 1 month ago to show you what they were saying then, because I want you guys to hear this. This was Law and Crime. They were covering this at this point in time. What the FBI was saying then about Tyler Robinson. Pay attention.
Last week and said this about Discord, the messaging platform, whose spokesperson has said that Tyler Robinson didn't plan the crime on the site, but he admitted to the shooting after the fact. Take a listen.
Reports have suggested that the FBI is investigating a broader network of groups that may have had some knowledge of the shooter's plans. Can you give us any details on that, following up what you've already said in public? How's the FBI working to find other potential accomplices, folks who may have known about the shooter's plans, folks who may have encouraged him? Any update on any of that?
So in terms of what we do for an interrogation perspective, we go and reach out to the family and community immediately. And we've conducted those investigations and interrogations with local law enforcement. And we're continuing to do that because those closest to the suspect are going to hopefully know the most about the suspect and his beliefs and his ideology. On top of that, unfortunately, it has been leaked that there was a Discord chat. And for those unfamiliar with it, it's a gaming chat room online that the suspect participated in. So what we're doing, we've already done is serve legal process, not just on Discord, so that the information we gathered is sustained and held in a evidentiary posture that we could use in prosecution should it be decided to do so. And we're also going to be investigating anyone and everyone involved in that Discord chat.
Okay.
Pause. So remember after this, Discord made a statement that said that they didn't have messages from Tyler Robinson talking about this crime. And that was after the FBI said that there was information in Discord, right? So they looked into Discord and they said, oh, look, he was talking about this. He was talking to his roommate and said this in Discord. Then Discord issued a public statement and said, no, that doesn't exist on our server. Doesn't exist there on our site. That was weird. Then all of a sudden, the FBI, they said, oh, these are the text messages between him and his roommates. And the text messages read like, I don't know, something you would see from the movie The Notebook. If you guys ever saw that by the book by Nicholas Sparks, but if you ever saw the movie The Notebook, it sounded like it was two people speaking back in like 1926. Didn't sound like a 22-year-old. That was also very weird. Listen on.
Very good. I see the public reports that the Discord thread had as many as 20 additional users. It sounds like you're trying to run down all of that to see if that's accurate, who else may have been on that thread, what they may have known. Is that fair to say?
It's a lot more than that, and we're running them all down.
It's a lot more than 20?
Yes, sir.
And you're running all of that to ground,
every single one.
Now, Erica Kirk, Charlie Kirk's widow, and now the CEO of Turning Point USA, the organization that Charlie Kirk founded when he was just 18 years old, spoke at his memorial service about the loss of her husband.
On the afternoon, we're going to fast forward here because you guys have already seen this a number of times probably. I just want to get to the other part. Oh, where did I go? Oh, sorry about that. I need to go forward. This part right about here. Right here.
On X, that every possibility is being investigated. Patel wrote, as the director of the FBI, I am committed to ensuring the investigation into Charlie Kirk's assassination is thorough and exhaustive, pursuing every lead to its conclusion. The full weight of America's law enforcement agencies are actively following the evidence that has emerged, but our efforts extend beyond initial findings. We are examining every facet of this assassination.
We are examining every facet of this assassination, right? So that's what he was saying then. But they stopped investigating for the most part. Kash Patel did. They were like, "This is the guy. This is Tyler Robinson. This is our guy." Video footage shows him getting off the roof with no gun in his hand. People are like, "Oh, he put the gun in the book bag." Then you find out that gun can't be disassembled quickly. It takes a long time. Oh, well, he changed clothes. Change clothes and pose. Then they told you that. They're like, "Oh, he went into the woods and he dropped it off there and he left the gun there." Really? He had time to do all that with that gun? Let's continue on. Once they said, "This is our guy," that was a wrap. And they were able to use the agenda that they wanted.
Are meticulously investigating theories and questions, including the location from where the shot was taken, the possibility of accomplices, the text message confession and related conversations, Discord chats, the angle of the shot and bullet impact, how the weapon was transported, hand gestures observed as potential signals near Charlie at the time of his assassination, and visitors to the alleged shooter's residence and the hours and days leading up to September 10th, 2025. Some details are known today, while others are still being pursued to ensure every possibility is considered. Our primary focus is to complete this investigation and deliver justice. To protect the integrity of the investigation and subsequent prosecution, we cannot release every piece of information we have to the public right now. We will ensure every question is addressed at the appropriate moment. Regarding specific details, such as...
Pause real quick here before we get to the plane. Okay, because they're going to get to the plane part in here in just a second. So at that time, 1 month ago, they said they were looking into all of these things. They were looking into the impact of the bullet, the angle of the shot, all those things. Notice you don't hear about that anymore. Notice how literally this was fast. Within a week, they were like, "It was that guy. We found our guy." And they just told people to accept it. And I couldn't see any video footage that said that it was him. They mentioned also here about hand gestures and signals, hand signals. Remember those videos that were going around on social media of people that seemed to be part of the staff at that point in time, making hand signals and stuff like that in the crowd? You ever hear the FBI say anything else about that? What about the fact that the camera that was set up behind Charlie Kirk, you ever heard the FBI say anything about the guy who was working with them at that point in time during that day that took the camera down and removed it and said he did it to protect the card because he didn't want people to take it and then make, videos of it and all that kind of thing? It's really weird how all of that would go through your brain at that point in time after someone was just shot in front of you. Let me go get this camera and just remove this SIM card just in case somebody tried to get this camera and take it and put it online and do other things with the videos. That's what you're thinking about at that point in time? Someone just got shot in front of you? Someone who's your friend? Because my initial thought would be, "Oh my God, my friend was just shot." FBI ever say anything else about that? That was just odd behavior to me. Now let's get to the part about the plane.
Questions about the plane that allegedly turned off its transponder after departing from an airport near the assassination site. We can share updates when answers are confirmed. After interviews with the pilot in consultation with the FAA, we determined the transponder was not turned off. Incomplete flight data in rural areas caused the apparent gap. The entire FBI mourns the loss of Charlie Kirk. We will not rest until justice is served, and our investigation into this assassination will continue until every question is answered.
But every question hasn't been answered. There's also new information that says that plane transponder did turn off. Someone just mentioned it here. Butler, Pennsylvania remains a mystery. Listen up, folks. Don't you think it's weird you don't hear about that anymore? Someone tried to assassinate a presidential candidate. Don't you think it's weird? You don't hear anything about that anymore. Now, I'm not saying, but I'm just saying. Because now, as we go into the new information that was just released, people need to start asking some damn questions. Because now they are telling you that the evidence that showed Tyler Robinson walking into the police station, all of a sudden that video is gone. Nowhere to be found. Local news station investigates. Listen to this.
Rudy Bautista is a Rule 8 attorney, qualifications only select number of defense attorneys in Utah have in order to defend cases with a capital offense, some involving a possible death penalty. He's not affiliated with the case involving Tyler Robinson, who's accused of shooting and killing Charlie Kirk back in September. I showed him what I found that could indicate there is potential missing evidence in the case.
He said, "Hey, I know who Charlie Kirk's shooter is."
On September 17th, 2025, Washington County Sheriff Nate Brooksby held a press conference.
Our job was not to interview. Our job was just to get him here.
After Charlie Kirk's alleged shooter was taken into custody in Washington County less than 2 days after the shooting.
Within the hour, my friend drove Tyler and his parents to my office, where he was greeted by plainclothes detectives.
After learning of this, I submitted a public records request to obtain any video of Tyler Robinson walking into the jail facility. Washington County responded saying there were no records responsive to the request. As
let's go back just to make sure that we didn't miss something that he said. Let's just go back and listen to the officer one more time.
Evidence in the case.
He said, "Hey, I know who Charlie Kirk's shooter is."
On September 17th, 2025, Washington County Sheriff Nate Brooksby held a press conference.
Our job was not to interview. Our job was just to get him here.
After Charlie Kirk's alleged shooter was taken into custody in Washington County less than 2 days after the shooting.
Within the hour, my friend drove Tyler and his parents to my office, where he was greeted by plainclothes detectives.
After learning of this, I submitted a public records request to obtain any video of Tyler Robinson walking into the jail facility. Washington County responded saying there were no records responsive to the request, as Robinson did not go to the jail area. Our request.
Did everybody just hear what they said? There were no records to match the request, as Robinson did not go to the jail area. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about people being had. That officer said that his father and Tyler Robinson was brought there by his father. So you have another person, right? Not just Tyler Robinson. Where are Tyler Robinson's parents? Anybody heard anything? No? Anybody? So let's follow the dots just a little bit more. Read it along, folks.
There were no records responsive to the request, as Robinson did not go to the jail area. Our request for any holding room video was denied. A few weeks later, I re-upped the request on a more generalized scale for surveillance video showing Tyler Robinson walking into the sheriff's office.
For the state of Utah, we would certainly hope that this video is available.
The response? Our office does not have any applicable records responsive to this request, as the surveillance footage is no longer available after the 30-day retention period.
Pause. How convenient. Oh, after 30 days, we don't have that available anymore. Okay, the first request, they said, well, we don't have records about that because he didn't go to the jail area. Where the fuck did he go? So there's that. And I'm sorry for the potty mouth, you guys. I know I've been saying it, I've been cussing a lot lately, so I'm sorry. Where did he go? So there's that. And then now, all of a sudden, the surveillance footage that would show him and his dad walking into the office doesn't exist. You cannot make this up, guys. You can't make this up, honey.
Responsive to this request, as the surveillance footage is no longer available after the 30-day retention period.
If in fact it has been destroyed and not preserved, it's very concerning. And if it has, then it's very concerning that they're telling you they don't have it. If they no longer have it, I would have expected to say that this video has been provided to the Utah County law enforcement. Please contact them.
Peep this, fam. What if the video never existed in the first damn place? Okay, like what if there is no surveillance video because that did not happen? Has anybody heard from Tyler Robinson's dad who escorted him into the sheriff's office that day? Not saying that he has to speak out, but anybody? This video, like this is the smoking gun, son. This video is gone. Now let's talk about that 30-day retention period. And then we're going to come back into who Tyler Robinson was. Because I do think that piece is important. We'll go to James Lee real quick. Let me go here. Let me go to James Lee. Because James found out something about that 30-day retention period. This is my bad. I didn't get this ready yet. So I want to show you this. I probably need to invite James Lee back on, actually. It's been a minute. Okay. So peep this, fam. Let's put this up here. Wait till you hear what James Lee found out about this 30-day retention period. I think it's right about here. Yes, after that video that I just showed you. So listen to this.
No longer available after the 30-day retention period.
So I actually went and looked some of this stuff up. And according to the Washington County Sheriff's policy manual, they don't have a 30-day retention policy.
What?
Yeah.
What?
And this seems to be a repeating pattern, a repeating theme with this whole case is that every time they give us more information, it seems like it just unveils a whole new set of pieces that don't make any sense at all.
Remember, Tyler Robinson never even confessed or pled guilty.
He has not confessed to authorities. He is not cooperating.
It's not important that he never confessed, but what is important here is that his boyfriend is transgender.
So does everybody see? You see what they're doing? So again, this 30-day retention period, let's start right there so we can see that
State of
part.
Utah, we would certainly hope that this video is available.
The response? Our office does not have any applicable records responsive to this request, as the surveillance footage is no longer available after the 30-day retention period.
So I actually went and looked some of this stuff up. And according to the Washington County Sheriff's policy manual, they don't have a 30-day retention policy.
What?
Yeah. And this seems to be a repeating pattern, a repeating theme with this whole case is that every time they give us more information, it seems like it just unveils a whole new set of pieces that don't make any sense at all.
So about that 30-day retention period, either this is the most corrupt mafia style sheriff's office in the country, or the sheriff's office is just so discombobulated that they're just not doing anything right. Or Tyler Robinson is and always has been, as many of us have been saying from the get-go, a fucking patsy. Because at the end of the day, when I look at who Tyler Robinson was, none of this made a lot of sense to me. Tyler Robinson, this is from One. Thank you, One, for this. Tyler Robinson wanted to be a CEO. How Tyler Robinson turned from a scholar to the killer of Charlie Kirk. Once a quiet, high-achieving student with ambitions of becoming a businessman, Tyler Robinson's life took a shocking turn. So this is not someone who had any type of record. From what I understand, it said here he was a straight A student. Tyler Robinson was a straight A student who wanted to go on and become a CEO. Quiet, respectful. Now, this is not to say that people can't, flip It's not to say that if you make straight A's, you can't be a killer. So I want to make that very clear. But when you combine this to everything else, it does not make any damn sense. It said in 2021, he graduated with top marks. He pursued an electrical apprentice program at a technical college closer to home in Utah, signaling a practical career path ahead. Why would he give all of this up to do this, to kill Charlie Kirk or anyone? And now the video footage that supposedly existed that showed his father walking him into the sheriff's office is gone. I tell you, when I say this administration in particular is fooling the hell out of people, here's another example. Here's Pam Bondi right now trying to pretend as though she told people there was nothing to see in those damn Epstein files. Listen to her.
New investigation by the Southern District of New York U.S. Attorney prevent the department from releasing all of the remaining files?
So we have released over 33,000 Epstein documents to the Hill, and we'll continue to follow the law and to have maximum transparency. Also, we will always encourage all victims to come forward.
What are the next steps, Madam Attorney General, for the DOJ regarding what we assume President Trump will sign into law with the Epstein files? Is this going to be on the Justice Department website? What are you doing here over the next 30 days, as we understand it?
We will continue to follow the law with maximum transparency while protecting victims.
When you say follow the law, Madam Attorney General, do you mean that you will provide all the files by 30 days?
We will follow the law. The law passed both chambers last evening. It has not yet been signed, but we will continue to follow the law, again, while protecting victims, but also providing maximum transparency.
Madam Attorney General, the DOJ statement earlier this year saying that the files would not release mentioned the fact that the review of the documents and the evidence did not suggest that any additional investigation of third parties was warranted. What changed since then that you launched this investigation?
Information that has come for information. There's information new information, additional information. And again, we will continue to follow the law, to investigate any leads. If there are any victims, we encourage all victims to come forward. And we will continue to provide maximum transparency under the law.
Guys, these people, okay, Pam Bondi, another one that comes from the pageant industry. Kash Patel with the Israeli girlfriend who people were saying was alluding to possibly an agent. Who the hell are these people? Put two and two together. Pam Bondi comes from the pageant industry. This is the same woman that told you there was nothing to see there with the Epstein files. Now all of a sudden says there's something to see. Kash Patel is standing in the background with his eyes just looking like this. Not even moving. He doesn't even look like he's breathing. Is he human? This is corruption to the T. Guys, question everything. Question everything. Ain't no damn way. Like I said, the fact that video footage just doesn't seem to exist, that tells me one or two things. Either Tyler Robinson never walked into that damn sheriff's office with his father, never walked in at all. Either Tyler Robinson probably was drugged or something somewhere, and they just brought him there while he was passed the fuck out and said, this is who we gonna pin this on. I've seen stranger things happen. We're talking about, we live in a country where at one point the mob was picking politicians, okay? So when people say that's crazy talk, no, it's not crazy talk. You got to think about the country we live in. Something here ain't right. Something is rotten in Denmark. And I think we're seeing it a little bit more now because with the Trump administration, it's kind of just out there in the open. You know, it's like, The Biden administration is a little bit better at kind of keeping things keeping things behind closed doors that shouldn't have been exposed. But with Cash Patel and all this shit just coming out in the open. And I just got to say, to the person who said this in the chat, great question. Where the hell is Tyler Robinson's lawyer? Tyler Robinson said he didn't do it. Remember they said he was not cooperating? Let me tell you something. There's going to be a movie about this one day. And all of us are going to look back and we're just going to be like, oh, I remember this. I think what you learn again, when we talk about bosses, like the new boss, even in the criminal and justice system, it doesn't matter if the boss is new or if you keep the current boss. Corruption is still at bay. Corruption is still going to be there. Or not at bay. It's still consistent because it's allowed to be. I just find it very strange. We're not hearing from this kid's lawyer. Dad is nowhere around. I ain't hearing nothing. Nothing. It's very strange times, guys. And we just got to pay attention to all of it. Hey guys, this was a Sabby clip. If you like what you saw, hit that like button and subscribe.